What up, my poker peeps? Today is December 12th, Tuesday, December 12th. This is going to be an important day looking back, y'all. So, I said that I was going to make a huge announcement of where the Hatter is going next and what my next project that I've been working on getting set up to start the new year is. So, before I announce it, I just want to go ahead and say, give some reasons of why I decided to go this direction. As I've talked to y'all before, filming at the tables, unfortunately, just not allowed where I live here in North Central Florida. So bringing proper vlogs really ain't something I can do. Also, let me be honest, I'm a recreational player. Yes, I win at low stakes, but I ain't no GTO wizard. And I don't study solvers. I'm not that guy. So I really don't think maybe I shouldn't be the one trying to give advice about poker either. So that brings me to what is my calling? What is my journey? Like, what should my channel be about? So, one of the biggest influences of me that I've talked about before on my channel was DGAF, DGAF. Most of y'all know him from Hustler Live, probably, if you're a poker person. But he also had a podcast, and he's about to end it. Well, I loved his podcast. And the reason I love this podcast was it's about his story, his journey. Well, I guess that's maybe my calling. Don't get me with copyright infringement, DGAF, but it's time I tell my story, and I'm going to have my own podcast. And as y'all can see right up here, Hatter Chatter podcast show is coming. The first episode show will be released on this YouTube channel January 1st of 2024. Now, I don't want to go into too many details about it because, I don't want to spoil the podcast. But to give you an idea of what's going to be in it, first off, right off the rip, let me explain why a little more why I'm doing this. I need the podcast to keep myself accountable, motivated, and I do want to track my journey, and I believe this is the best way to do it. Way better than a poker vlog. This is going to tell my story, the Mad Hatter story. So, that's one reason. So, every week you will get an episode of Hatter Chatter. And pretty much I will talk about what went on that week, and we're going to set some goals, and every week I'll update the goals. There'll be poker related, content, creator related, and a lot more. Also, on some of the episodes of the pod, I'm going to have interviews. Also, there'll be some other videos that I'll drop on this channel that won't be in the pod, but maybe some more interviews, and just bring, let me see, I'm trying to think of how. This podcast is for the 9-to-5ers, the recreational grinders, the people playing poker at their hunting camps, the people playing poker in their garages. That's who this podcast is for. It's not about someone that's trying to be a poker pro. I knew very early that I'd never be a poker pro. Did I make enough money to go on some trips that y'all have probably seen? Well, how do I get on my trips? It's because I play poker, low stakes, and I'm a winning poker player. Yes, it helps fund that stuff. Could I ever or want to be a poker pro? I don't think so, y'all, because yeah, it looks good on the surface, but you're pretty much your own boss. You gotta go out there and grind, and I'm not sure that that's cut out for me. And I've seen a lot of miserable poker players, and I don't ever want to be that. So this podcast, I'm trying to show the real fun of poker and why I love poker. Talking about having some drinks at the table, a lot of laughs, talking all kinds of topics. There's so many great topics at a poker table that people probably don't realize. So that's what the podcast is really going to be directed towards. It's definitely going to tell my story. My story, as some of y'all might know, I'm 41, so I've had an interesting life, and my life's definitely changed a lot in the last 5 to 7 years. Like, totally changed. But I'm going to talk about all of it. And one thing that I love about poker, and it's why I play poker and why I love poker, is poker and life parallel so much, more than people will ever realize. And as the podcast goes on, I'm going to start to show y'all the parallels of it and how becoming a good poker player can really help you in life in a lot of ways. It definitely helped me. And when you start to understand concepts and theories in poker, but more importantly, mental game of poker. It really helps you in day-to-day life. And that's what I want this to be about. But I definitely want it to be about the dreamers, just like me. The people that are out there dreaming for something better, chasing their dreams. Whether it's poker or something else, I don't care. I just want to get out there and show people that, I'm a 41-year-old dude, and boy, they were serious about going up that hill, y'all. Sorry about that. But I just want y'all to see that even at this stage of my life, working a full-time job, that I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to be the best leader for the Hatter Army, the best leader for Hatter Chatter podcast, the best leader for myself, my wife, Mrs. Hatter, and really this is going to be the step to me taking another step forward in life and enjoying life and a new day. I'm tired of the bad days I had. I went through rough times like we all have. I'm done with that part of my life. It is time to enjoy it. There's a song that said my next 30 years. Well, we're about to make this next year the best year ever, y'all. And I'm going to take y'all along for the whole ride through the podcast. Every Monday night, there will be a podcast episode out for y'all to watch on YouTube. And I will discuss week to week how everything is going on this journey. One thing I can tell you is there's going to be a whole lot of me going on poker live streams. There's going to be a trip to the World Series of Vegas. There's going to be a guys trip to Biloxi that'll be featured. There'll be a guys trip, my friends that I talk about all the time, going to Vegas at the end of the year. These are trips we do every year, and I'm going to take y'all along and show y'all a lot of the sights and scenes and what really goes on in my life with my friends. But I want the podcast. I hate to get on here. Every time I get on here, I feel like I'm rambling, but I guess that's what it is. In a way, this is sort of like, I hate to take another thing from DGF, but this podcast is going to be my confessional. So I'm going to come on here every week, and I'm going to tell y'all the good, the bad, the ugly, the things I'm proud of, the things I'm unproud of, and I don't care. Y'all come on here, y'all judge me, y'all give me y'all's opinions. I want y'all along for the ride. This is going to be a wild ride for the Hatter. I ain't going to tell no lies. I'm excited for it. I'm pumped for it. Is it a little scary? Yeah, it's a little scary because I'm going to expose a lot of things and expose myself to a lot of people, and I know how the internet and social media is. It can tear you down. But I've learned being on TikTok for a while that the good outweighs the bad. The bad you can ignore. You can just shut them out. That's easy to do. You can get away from them. Remove toxic people, y'all. If you got toxic people around you, get rid of them. Replace them with positive, supportive people. And I've met a bunch of them on TikTok. I mean, there's so many to name that I've met from there. So this is just the next chapter for me. It's definitely going to be an exciting one. I hope to take y'all many places. I love to travel. That's something that you'll see. I love to travel. I grew up in North Central Florida my whole life, and I didn't get to travel a lot. My dad was a very hardworking man, but for most of the time, my stepmom worked a little bit there, but I mean, we were pretty much a single income family in the 90s, and my dad worked very hard, and vacations weren't the vacations I take now by no means. And don't get it twisted now. My dad was a great man. Don't ever get that twisted. He made sure that if I needed something, I had it. But some of the places I go, like here on the daily vlogs that you'll be seeing, you'll see me here in I think it's 10 days now. Me and Mrs. Hatter go to the Gatlinburg, Smoky Mountains area. And I'm going to bring y'all a lot of the shenanigans that me and her are going to get into. And those will be on daily vlogs. I'm super excited to show y'all some of that. Beware, my diet's going out the window. My being sober is going out the window. They got too many tastings there, and they got too much good food for all that. So I'll definitely take y'all along and show y'all some of that, because, boy, they got some good food out there, y'all. Anybody that's watching this from that area, y'all are spoiled with good food. We don't have that down here in North Central Florida. I'm just being real with y'all. So, but that's the big announcement. Hatter Chatter podcast will hit January 1st. Now, I want to end this video with something. And I'm going to put the logo up here again. And I want this to go out to my dude Turkey. So when I was bouncing around the idea where I was going to go, I knew the vlogging was out of question and stuff like that. And I went to a podcast, and I really started like, yeah, this is good. And me and him and another guy, we started like coming up with concepts and like sort of what I was trying to. I'm not good at taking something in my head and putting it on paper. I'm terrible at that. I'm not good at designing. I'm not good at editing. I'm not good at stuff like that. I'm just a simple country boy that likes to hang out and make people laugh. That you're gonna see a lot more of that too. Because someone pointed out to me, sometimes I get a little too serious. So now it's time for y'all to see both sides of me, because I'm telling you right now, the Hatter can be a straight clown. Now, he can be deep and serious, but he can be a straight clown too, and y'all going to see a lot of that. But my man that made the logo was Turkey, a follower, a fellow Team Hatter Army member. It wasn't, I'm going to be honest with y'all, when he first came to me, he's like, hey, man, I used to do stuff like this. You know, it's been a while. If you want, I'll do it. And I feel guilty about asking people for anything. That's just who I am. I've never been big on asking people, but he's like, let me work on it. And before, when he first offered, I was like, don't worry about it, man. I'll go, I'll go. I got a local business. I'll go and talk to them. Now, I want to tell y'all about that. I went to the local business in town next to mine, and I went in there and talked to the guy, kind of gave him my ideas of what I was looking for. And he's like, oh, well, email me all of it, and I'll get back to you this week. Well, to be honest with y'all, that was like a month and a half, almost 2 months ago. This dude has not emailed me back. So I'm not going to put his business out there, but that's bad for business, bro. But it was a blessing, because my dude Turkey, right after, it was actually that night after I went and talked to the guy, he said, hey, man, I know you didn't ask me to do it, but I want to do it. And I was like, man, if you're willing to do it. So he made this awesome logo, y'all. Like this, I'm so proud of this thing. This thing is awesome. And he got me some other things he sent me of the logo. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, Turkey, you know I love you, dude. And you went out of your way to do this for me. I know it took a lot of time to make it. And when I offered to do something for you, to pay you for doing the work, man, you wouldn't accept it. Man, you're a jam up dude. You're a wild dude. That's why I like you. You're definitely a wild turkey. But man, when it comes to loyal and just staying in the paint type people that I love to have in my corner and in my life, you're one of them. So I just want y'all to know this right here came from a follower. It wasn't something that I made. It wasn't something that a business guy made up for me. It was one of my followers. That's how amazing this whole thing is. That's awesome, y'all. So shout out to you, Turkey. I know you try to sometimes stay a little in the shadows, but that's cool, bro. I understand why. But thank you so much, man. You know your boy love you. So let's see. I get so much I can talk about right now. I don't want to give too much away about what all I'm going to set as goals and stuff like that. But I was just so excited to talk about this, and just, man, this is going to be awesome, y'all. This podcast is going to be, I really think this is my thing. This is a way for me to get my message out there to everybody. Let people see what the Hatter Army is about a group of people that are just fun-loving, caring people that somehow find each other, and we go on this amazing journey, and it don't always have to be poker. I think that's something that I want. Yes, the podcast is going to have a lot of poker in it, because that's kind of my stick, y'all. That's what I enjoy to do. That's my hobby. That's my side income. And in the podcast, I'll talk to you a little bit about that side income part and how I became an Ignition Casino affiliate. I'll explain that to you. I'm a terrible salesman. I'm going to be honest with y'all. If you're a business, man, I'd love for you to come sponsor me, but I'm a terrible salesman. I will say Ignition Casino is awesome. I'm blessed that they gave me an affiliate deal. So, I mean, that's a real blessing. And GTO Wizard gave me an affiliate deal, which is a blessing. I need to do a better job of kind of, I guess, being a salesman, because they are great products, but it's just not who I am. I need to get better at that. That's one of my flaws, I guess. I guess for the things I want to do, because I figured out the bigger that I can grow my brand, and your brand does have worth to it, and I'll go into that in some of the podcasts. the more that I can do things that I want to do. And that's blessing people, giving Mrs. Hatter a better life, being able to travel more, as I touched on. All these things is part of it. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all lies. One episode of the pod will probably be all about talking about that. I don't want to be one of these people that ain't, 21 with y'all. I want y'all to know everything, the good, the bad, and I'm gonna tell y'all some stories that y'all would not believe. I mean, the poker community has two sides, a beautiful side and a dark side, and I've seen both. So to just give you an idea, I wanted to announce that the podcast is coming. This video is definitely long enough. I appreciate y'all tuning in. The daily videos will continue all the way up to the first episode of the Hatter Chatter podcast. Man, I just like to say it. The Hatter Chatter podcast with my boy's logo, y'all. Woohoo! But sorry, y'all, I'm just excited about this. So I'm gonna quit rambling now. Let y'all get back to y'all's day. I hope everybody has a blessed day. Like I said, daily videos will keep on coming, and the first episode will drop January 1st. Y'all stay tuned. See y'all tomorrow.